Finally, I want to go over some important notes for the day that we take the AutoCAD test. Now, this is not generally my nature to be super strict like this, as you will know if you've had me in a class in person before, but due to the requirements of this test and the fact that it is an industry standard certification, we have to be very strict about some of these rules the day that the test is taken. So I want to go over these now so that you understand the expectations the day that the test occurs. So I have some rules and regulations and things we need to do the day we take the test. So I want to make sure everybody's on the same page with this stuff so that you know the day you arrive to take the test how it's going to go. The day of the test, you must be in the room, seated and ready to begin when the class starts at your scheduled time. If you're late, you're not going to be permitted to take the test. I will shut the door and lock it when the test starts. So if you're 2 minutes late, 3 minutes late, 15 minutes late, 20 minutes late, you're not going to be able to take the test. So the day that that test occurs, whatever time slot you have signed up for, you need to make sure that you are there 10 or 15 minutes before the test starts. Don't be running in 1 minute before it starts because you're going to risk the chance of running late, which if you are late, you won't be able to take the test. And also, another important thing to note is that if you're running 5 or 10 minutes behind, that's going to stress you out and put you in a bad frame of mind for the test. And you're not going to be doing your best if you show up, 5 or 10 minutes late anyway. So try to be early that day. Keep the stress level low. Make sure you're there in plenty of time so you can focus on what you're doing instead of fighting traffic and trying to decide if you're going to make it there in time for the test or not. The day of the test, I'm going to collect personal belongings before the test and put them over at the side of the room so that people don't have access to laptops or phones or backpacks or notes. If you're not comfortable with me keeping your belongings during the test and you don't want to, pass them off, then please just leave them at home or leave them in your car the day of the test. That's totally fine. But if you have electronic devices or bags, things like that, I'm going to have to collect them and put them over at the side of the room. The day you come for the test, I will already have everything logged on under a special username and password. So when you get there, the computer is already going to be prepared for the test. So when you get there, please don't log off or modify anything on the computer. So if you're a couple minutes early, just patiently wait for the test to start. If you want to look over some things before the test starts, that's fine. But once the test begins, I'll have to collect your study materials and put them off to the side of the room. So you won't be able to use the computer before the test starts, though. I'm going to have it logged on, already set up and ready to go. During the test, if you need to take a break, you can do that. You're allowed to take 1 5-minute break. So you can raise your hand if you need to take a break. The stipulation is that I can only let one person at a time leave the room. So make sure you pause the test before you leave also. Otherwise, it's going to be eating into your 120 minutes that you're allotted to complete the test. So make sure you pause the test if you leave or if you have any problems, and that way when you come back I can sign you back in and your test will resume and your timer will pick up right where you left off. So time is valuable on this test. You don't want to waste time while you're in the restroom, so make sure you pause your test. If you leave the room without approval, so you get up and leave and don't say anything to me, your test will be invalidated. You may not talk to other students at any point during the exam for any reason. So if you talk to another student, I will immediately invalidate your score without question. So you cannot talk to anybody else about the test or about any of the questions. If you have technical issues during the test, which do happen from time to time, usually they're fairly minor and we can fix them, make sure you pause your test first, if possible, and then raise your hand quietly and I'll resolve it. But I cannot answer AutoCAD questions during the exam. So if you call me over and say, hey, I don't think my AutoCAD's working right, I can't get it to do this, I can't get it to do that, it won't draw a circle, I can't figure out how to fill it, I can't answer those types of questions because those are software questions. I can only help you with technical issues or things that aren't working. Once you complete the test, your score is immediately going to pop up on the screen in front of you, and it's a little bit harsh. It basically just puts up a big pass or fail on the screen in front of you. So if you have achieved 27 points or more, you'll see the pass. If you got 27 or less, it will say fail. So if you're happy, sad, frustrated, excited, whatever, please refrain from commenting because other people may still be working on their test. So once you have finished the test, you're okay to get up and leave. But remember, one person talking can distract an entire room of people who are trying to finish the test and may be close to passing. When you're finished, you're free to get up and grab your belongings from the side of the room and leave. If you pass the test and you would like to print your official certificate, we can do that on the spot once you're done. But I do ask that we wait until the end to print certificates until everyone has finished, because we do have to log into a couple different websites to get your certificate, and the printer is also noisy, and just a distraction of people printing out things and talking and moving around could keep other people from accomplishing what they need to. So I wait to print certificates until the very end of test day. So if you pass the test, just hang around for 10 or 15 minutes until everyone's done, and then I'll collect everyone who passed the test and we'll start printing out certificates. So that's it for the rules for test day. So make sure you're here early, make sure you're ready to go. And as always, if you have any questions about any of this, you can email me. It's jhamilton83@ivtech.edu. So we'll go over this again probably in week 7, the week before the test, but I wanted to get it out there early so you kind of know what to expect the day that you come to take the test and what some of the rules and regulations will be. So that's it for this video. Go through this on your own, maybe print it out, hang on to it, and that's it for rules and regulations for the test. So I will see you in our next video.